Alright, so this is going to be a review for SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. I recently just beat this game. I'm going to be doing this in the same style as the Last of Us Part 2 review, except I'm going to be adding, it's going to be good, okay, and bad. So basically, I'm going to go over the pros and cons of the game, tell you guys if it's worth the $29.99 it's asking for, and you can play this game on Xbox One, PC, and PlayStation 4. So I won't be providing any gameplay in this review. Most of my reviews will not be providing any gameplay. Instead, I will usually link my stream so that way you guys can get more of a feel of what my initial reaction was. To people who just want to watch, like, see the review, they don't want to see any sort of gameplay or something like that because they don't want to be spoiled. My reviews are just for you because I don't particularly like spoiling games for people. So this review is going to be completely gameplay free. It's just be me talking about what I love and what I didn't love about the game and basically tell you guys if it's worth the money and worth your playtime. So SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated is a complete remaster of the 2003 classic SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, released back in 2003, which I did play when I was a kid back on the PlayStation 2, and I can tell you right now it is my favorite SpongeBob game ever made. So when I heard that the company THQ Nordic was going to be remastering it, I was beyond ecstatic because I get to play the game with modern graphics. And yeah, the story is very simplistic. It's just Plankton makes creates some robots to try to control Bikini Bottom. It doesn't go his way. The robots go out of control, and basically, it's your job when you team up with Patrick and Sandy Cheeks to take down the robots and stop Plankton. So the story is very simplistic. It's going to be very easy to follow for both adults and kids. So it's a very much a kids game. But this game has primarily been targeted to the people who've played it back in the day and for people who want to just get into new SpongeBob stuff. So it's really cool. It's great that they want to target towards the old demographic and the new demographic. It's really cool. They didn't try to change up dialogue to make it more hip. They left a lot of the original dialogue in the game. I've noticed a few dialogue changes within the game, which is something new, something different, and I don't mind it at all, actually. I think it's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, just to let you guys know if you want to see gameplay, my link to my 2.5 hour stream will be in the description down below if you guys want to see the gameplay. But let's go ahead and get into the good, the okay, and the bad. So first thing that's good is the gameplay. It's just like it was back in the day in 2003. Nothing at all has been changed. It's been fixed to make it a little bit more smoother, but other than that, the gameplay is just as you remember it back in the day if you played it back on the original PS2, Xbox, and GameCube days. Um, it's basically your platformer game. It's a platformer with combat in it, and I had no issues in terms of glitches or any sort of bugs in general. I hadn't come across. Well, no, I've come across a few bugs when it comes to being stuck on things, but that was usually fixed pretty quickly. Um, But other than that, I've had no issues with this game in terms of bugs or anything like that. The game has been like 99% glitch free in terms of my 11-hour playthrough. And yeah, the combat and the game itself feels pretty good to play. It's definitely nothing groundbreaking. It's not gonna be this new revolutionary thing, but it's just like it was back in the day, except a lot smoother. So gameplay and combat really well done. Story is pretty good. It feels like something that would be in an older SpongeBob episode. Definitely some good writing from the creators of the game. Um, it's very simple to follow. Like I said before, it's a very simple story to follow, so you won't get lost or anything like that. Very simple story. Definitely worthy of a SpongeBob game. There's a reason why this game is regarded as the best SpongeBob game of all time. The story is pretty damn good, and it's very simple to follow. You won't have to watch any previous episodes to you know, get the story. It's a very original and simple story to follow. So absolutely great job on keeping the story the way it was, not changing anything. The graphics are really good. It's just an upgraded version of the original game, which still looked good to me because I recently replayed through the original game on PS2. The game still looks good to this day. Feels really good to play. It's just a very good looking game. They did a lot to change the facial animation stuff to make it more SpongeBob-like. They included the surprise SpongeBob and Patrick meme, which I love that. I love the fact that they included that. It's just hilarious. But in terms of graphics, there's nothing really. There's one thing I could complain about: the graphical pop-ins. There are frequent pop-ins here and there in the cutscenes. You'll really notice it if you pay attention. Didn't really happen much in my gameplay, but in the cutscenes, it happened quite frequently in terms of pop-in. Didn't really particularly care for that. It could be patched with an update or something, hopefully, but as of right now, it does have quite a bit of pop-in it. So if you're really into that, I'm sorry. Content, there's a lot of collectibles to collect, golden spatulas, socks, and the platinum trophy is it does pose quite a challenge because you have to use your brain to get some of these spatulas and socks. But I'm close to platinuming it. I'm 90. I got my trophies 90% right now. I'm pretty close to platinuming it. I cannot wait to platinum the game. But yeah, so far it's been pretty easy to get trophies. Sorry, that was my Xbox letting me know a DLC was done downloading. But yeah, it's pretty easy to get trophies. All you gotta do is just be a collector whore, and boom, there you go, and defeat the bosses and do the main objectives of the stage you're in. It's pretty relatively easy to get the trophies. If you're a platinum hunter, this game is perfect for you on PlayStation. If you're an achievement hunter on Xbox, this game is perfect for you. It's just an all-around fun collectathon game. Has a lot of good collectibles in it, and I had a lot of fun. I went out of my way on my stream just to collect most of the golden spatulas and socks. You can, like I said, my gameplay for that will be in the description down below. But yeah, had a lot of fun with it, and I cannot wait to replay through the game again. I'm probably gonna get it on PC. So let's get into just the OK section. That's voice acting. So a lot of the original actors from the show are back in this game, except for two, and they're really noticeable, and they can really affect how you view the game. And that's the voice actor for Mr. Krabs and Mermaid Man. Now, both those voice actors will be in my stream gameplay, but they do not sound like their counterparts. Mr. Krabs sounds like a horrible imitator who's trying his hardest to be Mr. Krabs. He sounds like some guy who does a SpongeBob parody and doesn't know how to do a Mr. Krabs voice. Mermaid Man, they almost had it, but at the same time they didn't. It just really takes you out of the game at times when you hear Mr. Krabs talk and Mermaid Man talk. Everyone else is phenomenal. It's still the original cast. Everyone's back in the show. Sandy and Patrick and SpongeBob and Plankton and Barnacle Boy and Gary. All of them are still their original voice acting counterparts. They still sound the same as they did on the show. But Mr. Krabs and Mermaid Man, Jesus Christ, they do not sound like their on-screen counterparts. They sound horrible in terms of like how they were trying to do it. I wish they would have waited to get the original voice actors, but I see why they couldn't. But at the same time, man, it doesn't feel right hearing Mr. Krabs talk like that. It really doesn't. So let's get into the bad. And honestly, there nothing really much bad about the game. I had a lot of fun with it. I think the only bad thing that I can say is that I wish they would have added more levels to it, made the game more lengthy. It's an 11-hour game, which is how long it took me to play it, but it's definitely not a short game. It's not like a 4 hour game. It's an 11-hour game. I just wish they would have added like they would have took the time to develop some new stages for the game. No, add something new for the old fan base. And I mean, there is the new Robo Squidward boss fight, which I guess is pretty cool. But I wish they would have like done something a little bit new with the game. It's still basically Battle for Bikini Bottom from 2003 with upgraded graphics, which again I highly recommend this game. I just wish they would have added some new things. You know what I mean? But that's the good, the okay, and the bad. So let's go ahead and get into my final verdict. I'm giving this game a 8 out of 10. It's a really good remaster, but it's just the same game. So if you really love Battle for Bikini Bottom, you're definitely going to enjoy this game. I loved it. But there are some issues with the game that I can't ignore. There are some bugs, there are some graphical glitches, there are some terrible voice acting from the new actors who are trying to imitate the original characters, and of course, they didn't add anything new. And also the multiplayer, I forgot it because it's fucking forgettable. The multiplayer is not fun. It's basically just a horde mode, and it's not fun. There's nothing new to it. I played it with my friend, and we basically got tired of it. We're like, okay, we're done. So multiplayer is not that good in this game. It feels okay, but I'm guessing you guys may like it more than I did. I didn't particularly care for the multiplayer in Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. The voice acting from two characters specifically are absolutely horrible. Um, there are graphical glitches and there are some bugs. So yeah, I still recommend it. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. It's a must own. I would definitely give this my seal of approval in terms of games. I definitely enjoyed this a lot more than I did with most remasters, especially the Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, which isn't a fucking remaster. But yeah, this is a complete remaster. If you're really into this game, I really highly suggest you buy it. I think you'll have a lot of fun with the game. I definitely had a lot of fun with it. Um, and hopefully, with the Destroy Humans remake, THQ Nordic knocks it out the fucking park. And I cannot wait to play the remake of that game. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch my review. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And be sure, if you just want to see the gameplay, check out my stream in the description down below where you get my general thoughts of how I felt about the game. So have a nice day, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.